everybody, welcome back to another movie review. This one is for the movie If. Now, I just got done watching If, and with If standing for Imaginary Friends, the latest movie directed by John Krasinski, we follow a young girl who one day discovers that she can see lost imaginary friends. From here, she'll be out on a path to try and reassign these imaginary friends to new kids to hopefully give them purpose in life. Now, the main thing that got me interested with Eve was the idea that John Krasinski was switching lanes. I really love his directorial debut in The Quiet Place and what he was doing in that universe, but notably that was a horror film. To see him go from that to a family friendly adventure movie, that for sure got me interested to see if he has that versatile. Not a lot of directors can switch out and leave the comfort zone. So now, having seen If and walk out of it, I would say that the movie is fine. I honestly wanted to like this movie a lot more than I ended up, because it got some strong moments, but I feel like this film has equally a lot of things holding itself back. Let me get into the good first. Starting off with the cast, I really like Kay Fleming. She's the main girl in the movie. The movie starts off pretty strong with setting up in emotional connection with her, and she carries the film very well on her shoulders all throughout. It's no secret to say that Ryan Reynolds is also super enjoyable in this movie. He's got his comedy timing down, and it's all the little subtle lines that Ryan Reynolds randomly says that always have me laughing the most. In certain times in this film, I was caught in the wonder and magic of imaginary friends. It's hard to not watch this movie and get nostalgia for your childhood. If you're not already a child, think back to more innocent times, how simpler the world seems at what point, and then the harsh reality is coming in to ruin you. That very much feel like the theme of this movie, and where it gets to doing that kind of stuff, it can hit emotionally, because there is more than one instant where the movie is going to tug at your heartstrings, and while it never really got me like swelling up in tears and actually crying, there's enough of a mixture of beautiful imagery, whimsical music to possibly get a bigger reaction from other people. But honestly, that's kind of about it for me. The rest of the movie was kind of a meh. Now, one of my biggest issues starts off almost right away with the movie. So we know John Krasinski is the director of this movie, but do you know he's also one of the main stars of the film too? This isn't a spoiler or a big review. Now, I wasn't watching the trailers for Eve all that closely, but I was shocked when 30 seconds into the movie, John Krasinski is right there as the dad of the movie, and I'm like, oh, he's in this, and Krasinski, he has a larger part all throughout the movie, but he seemed very underutilized here. It almost feels weird that he's thrown in here, and since I'm watching the movie to adult eyes, there's certain things with Krasinski character as a father where you like, why are we spending such little time with this guy, especially when you find out the tragic things that happen to the main little girl's life. Uh, it feels like Krasinski really just sideline, and it sucks. There's an emotional thing that's supposed to happen towards the end of the movie, and it felt like it would have hit a lot more if we actually saw the father and daughter connection to be more of a priority in the movie. When we get on to the imaginary friends, I also feel that aspect of the movie was super utilized. You have a stacked cast of really great starter people, and it was hard to memorize from the trailers which each actor was. But I like playing the game throughout the movie of like, I hear that voice. Who is that right now? Okay, that's Bradley Cooper. Oh, that's definitely Aquafina. And in certain imaginary friends stick out more than others. But at the end of it, I also feel like the imaginary friend part of this movie was also underutilized. You get like one really great moment when you visit the retirement home of all imaginary friends, and it turns out into this real whimsical fancy for our main character. But that's about as full use as we get of this. Even the blue imaginary friend, voiced by Steve Carell, also ends up getting kind of a sideline a little bit throughout the movie, where the trailers were painting this one as the main imaginary friend, but where I felt the movie kind of dropped the ball a little bit is that the trailers they paint this picture that Ryan Reynolds and this little girl have been put on a task to get these imaginary friends new kids. They abandoned. The old ones have grown up, so they cannot start this service where they're trying to parent them with kids who need them. And it's like, okay, that could be fun and simple enough. And the movie actually takes a turn from that plot about like 60% into the movie, which is a way better plot than was being marketed to us in the trailer. That's why I don't want to say what it is, but it sucks that it took that long in the movie to get to that version of this film, because you can immediately feel how much more emotionally impactful that type of storyline is, and they just kind of rush through it when you feel like there's something that I should have happened way early in the film, and that should have been the focus of the film, because those moments were really selling me on the film and making me actually like it, when everything before that was really paint by numbers, predictable, and not all that interesting. Now there's a big twist or reveal in the movie that I think anybody is going to be able to see it coming a mile away. The movie makes it so obvious the direction that it's headed, and then when it happened, just doesn't hit the way I think the movie intended. But overall, the movie is not bad. It's enjoyable enough. But I think this movie is really, kids are really going to enjoy this movie, probably love the film. But the more adult and parenting, I think that not so much. I think that it could have been better, a lot better. But that's my review for If. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, consider subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.